exponents? Multiply. Divide.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Add and subtract.
Add and subtract. So, now a couple things. I'm going to put a 1 above the P because that means it goes first. And then I'm going to put a 2 above the E, and that means it's going to do exponents second. Now, above the multiplication, I'm actually going to do a little box that combines those two. And what that means is multiplication and division is going to be third. And underneath that box, I'm going to put L to R. What do you think the L to R means? Spencer? Left to right. So multiplication and division, just because the M comes before the D does not mean that you necessarily do that always first. And then I'm going to do the same thing with addition and subtraction. I'm going to put a box around it, and I'm going to put the number 4, and I'm going to put L to R. It's going to follow the left to right rule. Now once I have that down, we're going to start off our assignment, and it's going to be on page 23. So I'm going to open up my math book to that page, and number 1 is where we're going to start off. And on problem number 1, it is the vocabulary. And so on the vocabulary, since we've already put it into our journals for the day, I'm just going to look at it. And it says parentheses and fraction bars are examples of what? So from our vocabulary journals, what definition best fits that? Is it numerical expression, grouping symbols, evaluate, or order of operations? Raise a hand. Laveni, what do you think? Order of operations, good guess, really close. It has to do with order of operations, but specifically, what does it have to do with, Spencer? Grouping symbols. So I'm going to put grouping symbols. If you look at your definition in your journals, you're going to find that grouping symbols fits that definition. It talks about parentheses and fraction bars are examples of grouping symbols. Now, number 2 I'm going to put over here. I'm still going to space it out pretty good. On number 2, it says to blank an expression means to find its value. What does that mean? David, what do you think?
To evaluate?
Excellent, to evaluate. So I'm going to put to evaluate. Evaluate short form means to solve. We're going to solve it. Now, the third one. This is when we get into our order of operations. It says evaluate the expression. And so my very first expression is 9 minus 8 plus 5. Now, in order for me to solve this, I'm going to look at my order of operations. Does it have parentheses? No. Does it have exponents? I'm going to work my way down all the way till it says addition and subtraction. It has addition and subtraction. Which one are we going to do first? Brianna? Addition. What? Okay, so addition or subtraction. Remember, addition and subtraction are on the same level. We're going to do those at the same time, but we're going to follow the left to right rule. So remember, you hold your hands up. You can see your left and right hand. And so the L makes the left. And so left to right, so here's left. Since they're both addition and subtraction, we're going to start over here to the left, and we're going to go 9 minus 8. I'm going to underline what I'm going to do first. 9 minus 8, what is it? 1. Then I ask myself, I just replaced 9 minus 8 with 1. I'm going to bring down whatever's left over. So what's left over?
5.
A 5. And what else is left over? Spencer? Plus. So I'm going to bring down the plus. Now I have 1 plus 5, which is 6. I'm going to box that answer. See how easy that is? So I underline what I'm going to do first, solve it, then I bring down what's left over. Yes, Delaney? we're going to do all the problems today. Not all of them, but all of them in order. So number 4, I have 10 minus 4 divided by 2. Now I go back to my order of operations and I say, do I have parentheses? No. Do I have exponents? No. Do I have multiplication or division? Yes. So I underline that section. And so when I underline that, what do I mean to do? Divide. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. Then I bring down what's left over. What is left over? 10 and the subtraction sign. Now I have 10 minus 2, which is 8. Go ahead and box that answer. I'm going to choose a couple different examples. And number 10 says 10 minus 4 times 1 plus 7. Now remember, I'm not going to use the x's to represent multiplication. I'm going to use the little dot. Now, going back through my little order of operations, no parentheses, no exponents. There is multiplication though, right? So I'm going to underline the multiplication. And the multiplication is 4 times 1, which is 4. And I'm going to put the answer right below it. Then I'm going to bring down what's left over. So I have a 10 that's left over. The subtraction sign is still left over. The plus sign and the 7, right? Now, I have subtraction and addition. I remember that it has the left to right rule. So I start over here and I'm going to do subtraction first. So 10 minus 4 is 6. And then I'm going to bring down the plus 7. And I'll solve that out. 6 plus 7 is 13. And I'll box that answer. You notice that we added one more operation, so it made us do one more step. You guys see that? Okay. I'm going to skip over 11 and 12. You'll actually do those ones, and I'm going to jump to number 13 for a second. Number 13 looks like this. 3 times, in parentheses, 7 minus 5, close parentheses, plus 4. Well, look back up to my order of operation chart. I have parentheses. Yes, I do. So I'm going to do that very first. 7 minus 5 is 2, right? I'm going to do that even before the multiplication because it's in parentheses. Then I'm going to bring down what's left over, the 3 times and the plus 4. Then I ask myself, what am I going to do next? Well, don't have exponents, don't have multiplication. Oh, I do have multiplication. So I go right there, underline my multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 4, because that's what I'm bringing down what's left over. And that equals 10. So that's what parentheses look like right there. The little grouping symbols. Now, the next one I want to talk about is, let's go ahead and let's look at number 15. Number 15. Now I'm jumping around a little bit. You're going to come back and do some of those other problems that I'm skipping. Okay, 8 plus 4 to the second power. Do I have parentheses? Do I have exponents? Yes, so I'm going to underline that. What's 4 to the second power? Don't say 8. 16. It's 4 times 4, which is 16, and I'm going to put that down there. Then I'm going to bring down what's left over. I have 8 plus 16, which is 24. Box that answer. Now, the next one I want to show you is number 19. This deals with the fraction bar. This one it looks complicated, but it is really, really simple. So we have 2 to the 4th power over 13 minus 5. Now on this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up the bottom with my pencil. And I'm going to look at the top and I'm going to say, oh, I have 2 to the 4th power Well, 2 to the 4th power is what? Ooh. Not 8. It's 2 times 2, which is?
4.
Times 2?
16.
8 times 2? 16. So 2 to the 4th power is not 8. Don't ever do that. That's just as bad as drugs, people. Remember? 2 to the 4th power is 16. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Once I have that, I'm going to cover the top. I'm going to look at the bottom, and on the bottom I have 13 minus 5. 13 minus 5 is 8. Now I have 16 over 8. What does this mean? This little bar, the fraction bar. Divide. 16 divided by 8 is 2. See how easy that was? So once again, you cover the bottom, solve the top. Once you've done that, cover the top, solve the bottom. Then once you have your answer, you divide it. 16 divided by 8 gives us 2. You guys see that? All right, your assignment, 1 to 25. Okay.